Today, we're diving into 11 powerful Stoic lessons that will help you stand your ground and never let anyone take advantage of you again. Ready to reclaim your power and live with unshakable confidence? Let's get into it. Number 1. Set clear boundaries. Setting clear boundaries is like drawing a line in the sand. It's about protecting your personal space and energy. Imagine you're a castle with a moat around it. Without a drawbridge and some knights patrolling the walls, anyone could waltz in and mess with your inner peace. So, how do you keep the undesirable out? You build those boundaries strong and steady. First things first, know your limits. We often ignore our own thresholds, letting people encroach on our time and energy. But here's the thing, you can't pour from an empty cup. Take some time to understand where your limits lie. Maybe you can't handle back-to-back meetings without a breather, or perhaps you need quiet time after social events to recharge. Recognize these needs and honor them. Now, the tricky part, communicating these boundaries. It might feel awkward at first, like you're being too rigid or unfriendly. But it's not about being mean, it's about being real with yourself and others. When you say no to someone, you're actually saying yes to your well-being. Think of it as a filter, keeping out what doesn't serve you. The more you practice this, the easier it gets. You don't need to explain yourself endlessly. A simple, firm "I can't make it" or "I'm not comfortable with that" is enough. Trust me, most people will respect your honesty, even if they grumble a bit. And those who don't, well, they're showing you they don't respect your space, and that's a clear sign they don't deserve a spot in your castle. Consistency is your ally here. If you waver or make exceptions too often, people might push back, thinking your boundaries are negotiable. Stand firm. Imagine your boundaries like a muscle. The more you exercise them, the stronger they become. Over time, people will get the message, and you'll find your circle respects your limits more naturally. But what happens if someone steps over the line? It's bound to happen. People test boundaries, sometimes unintentionally. When it does, address it calmly but firmly. You could say something like, "Hey, I mentioned before that I need my weekends free. I need you to respect that." It's not about conflict, it's about clarity. And remember, boundaries aren't just about keeping people out, they're also about letting the right people in. When you're clear about your limits, you attract those who respect and value them. It's a way of setting a standard for how you want to be treated. You're telling the world, "This is how I expect to be respected, and this is how I'll respect you." It's also important to revisit and revise your boundaries. Life changes, and so do our needs. Maybe you were okay with something last year, but now it drains you. Adjust accordingly. Boundaries are fluid, not set in stone. They grow with you. In essence, setting clear boundaries is about self-respect. It's about recognizing your worth and protecting your energy. It's not selfish, it's essential. When you respect your own limits, you teach others to do the same. You create a space where you can thrive, not just survive. So, be that castle with a moat. Keep your drawbridge ready to lower for those who respect your space and lift it for those who don't. In doing so, you'll find more peace, more energy, and more joy in your daily life. And that's a win in anyone's book. Number 2, cultivate detachment. Cultivating detachment might sound like turning into a robot, but it's far from that. Think of it more like being a surfer riding the waves instead of getting tossed around by them. Life throws a lot at us, emotions, dramas, other people's issues, and without some detachment, it's easy to get swept away. So, how do we keep our cool and not let others pull us into their chaos? Start by recognizing what you can control and what you can't. This is the essence of detachment. Imagine you're holding 2 buckets. One is for things you can control, like your actions, reactions, and thoughts. The other is for things you can't, like other people's opinions, actions, or even the weather. Now, only focus on filling up that first bucket. The second one? Let it be. This shift in focus does wonders. You stop wasting energy on things beyond your grasp, and suddenly, life feels lighter. It's like decluttering your mind. When you're not bogged down by every little thing, you find more room for peace and joy. Next, practice the art of observing without absorbing. Picture yourself as a movie critic watching a film. You see the plot twists and turns, the drama, the tension, but you're not in the movie. You're just watching it. When someone's throwing negativity your way or trying to drag you into their mess, take a step back. Watch it unfold without jumping into the fray. This doesn't mean you don't care, it means you're protecting your energy. Detachment also involves letting go of the need for validation. It's tempting to seek approval, to want others to like and understand us. But here's the kicker, not everyone will, and that's okay. When you detach from this need, you find freedom. Your self-worth isn't tied to someone else's opinion. You become your own anchor, steady and unshaken by the waves of external judgment. Emotions are another area where detachment can play a big role. Feelings are powerful, but they don't have to control you. Think of them as visitors knocking on your door. You acknowledge them, maybe even invite them in for a bit, but you don't let them overstay their welcome. They come and go, but you remain. Detachment doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. It's about finding balance. You can still be compassionate and caring, but with boundaries. You can listen to someone's problems without taking them on as your own. It's like lending a helping hand without getting pulled into quicksand. Remember, detachment is a practice, not a one-time fix. It takes time and patience. Start small. Maybe today you decide not to get upset over a minor inconvenience. Tomorrow, you might choose to let go of a lingering grudge. Each step builds your detachment muscle, making you stronger and more resilient. One more thing, detachment helps you stay present. When you're not entangled in worries about the future or regrets about the past, you can fully embrace the now. You see things more clearly, react more calmly, and live more fully. It's like tuning into the present moment and finding peace there. So, embrace detachment. Be the surfer riding the waves, not the one getting tossed around. Keep your focus on what you can control, observe without absorbing, and let go of the need for external validation. With time, you'll find that this practice brings a sense of calm and clarity, helping you navigate life's ups and downs with grace and ease. And in doing so, you protect your energy, your peace, and your well-being. Number 3, know your worth. Knowing your worth is like holding a treasure map to your own value. It's about recognizing that you bring something unique and irreplaceable to the table. But let's face it, this isn't always easy. Doubts creep in, comparisons flood your mind, and suddenly, you're questioning your value. So, how do you get past that and truly understand your worth? First, let's talk about self-reflection. Think of it as polishing a mirror so you can see yourself clearly. Take some quiet time to consider your strengths, talents, and qualities. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? What makes you, well, you? Write it down if it helps. The point is to get a clear picture of your own assets. Now, here's the trick, you have to believe in what you see. It's one thing to acknowledge your strengths, it's another to actually believe they matter. Think of your worth as an internal compass. When you believe in it, it guides you. You start to trust your decisions more, and you stop seeking external validation. You don't need someone else to tell you you're valuable, you already know it. But knowing your worth isn't about ego. It's not about thinking you're better than others. It's about understanding that you have inherent value simply because you exist. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You're valuable as you are. This mindset shift is crucial. It moves you from a place of insecurity to a place of confidence. When you know your worth, you start setting higher standards for how you're treated. You won't settle for less because you know you deserve more. This is where boundaries come into play. If someone tries to undermine your value or take advantage of you, you'll recognize it quickly. And because you know your worth, you'll stand up for yourself. You won't let anyone diminish your light. Think about how you talk to yourself. Are you kind and encouraging, or do you often criticize and doubt? Your self-talk matters. Positive affirmations might sound cheesy, but they work. Remind yourself daily of your worth. It's like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. Knowing your worth also means taking care of yourself. Self-care isn't just about bubble baths and spa days. It's about nourishing your mind, body, and spirit. Eat well, exercise, get enough sleep, and do things that make you happy. When you take care of yourself, you reinforce your own value. You're saying, "I'm worth this time and effort." Surround yourself with people who recognize your worth, too. Energy is contagious. If you're around people who appreciate and uplift you, it's easier to see your own value. Conversely, if you're around those who constantly bring you down, it can chip away at your self-esteem. Choose your company wisely. Here's a fun exercise. Envision your future self, the person you want to become. What does that version of you look like? How do they act? What do they believe about themselves? Start embodying those traits now. Act as if you're already that person. This not only boosts your confidence but also aligns your actions with your worth. Lastly, let go of the fear of judgment. People will always have opinions, but their opinions don't define you. Your worth isn't up for debate. It's intrinsic. When you stop worrying about what others think, you free yourself to be truly authentic. In authenticity? That's where real power lies. In the end, knowing your worth is a journey, not a destination. It's about continually discovering and embracing who you are. It's about standing tall in your own light and not letting anyone dim it. So, treasure yourself, believe in your unique value, and watch as the world begins to reflect that belief back to you. Number 4, practice deliberate silence. Practicing deliberate silence might seem like a strange concept at first. I mean, we're social creatures, right? Always chatting, sharing thoughts, and filling the air with words. But here's the kicker, sometimes, saying nothing can be the most powerful thing you do. Silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's a tool. A really, really potent one. Let's break it down. In today's world, where everyone is constantly talking, tweeting, and texting, silence can stand out like a lighthouse in a storm. It commands attention. When you choose to be silent, you're making a statement. You're saying, "I don't need to fill this space with words." It's a power move, really. Silence can be your shield and sword, protecting your energy and slicing through the noise. But why should you practice deliberate silence? Well, for starters, it gives you a chance to think. Like, really think. Without the pressure to respond immediately, you can process what's being said, weigh your options, and come up with a thoughtful reply. Or sometimes, you realize that no reply is needed at all. Silence can often speak louder than words, conveying confidence and wisdom. When you're silent, you're also listening. Not just hearing the words, but truly listening. You pick up on nuances, the things people say between the lines. This deepens your understanding and gives you an edge. People feel valued when they know they're being listened to, which builds stronger connections and mutual respect. Silence can also be a boundary. It says, "I'm not engaging in this." Whether it's a toxic conversation, a pointless argument, or someone trying to use you, your silence can be a firm but polite no. It's like putting up a "Do Not Disturb" sign. You're taking control of the interaction by not feeding into it. Now, this doesn't mean you should be silent all the time. It's about choosing your moments. Deliberate silence is intentional. Maybe it's taking a few seconds before responding to a question, or choosing not to engage in gossip. It's about being mindful of your words and valuing them. Think of your words as currency. Spend them wisely. When you practice deliberate silence, you're not being passive, you're being strategic. You're conserving your energy and using it where it truly matters. It's a way of respecting yourself and the power of your words. In social settings, silence can create a sense of mystery. People are often intrigued by those who don't overshare. It can make your words, when you do speak, carry more weight. Imagine you're at a meeting. Everyone's throwing out ideas left and right. Then, you take a moment of silence before presenting your thoughts. That pause? It grabs attention. Your idea now has a stage. Practicing deliberate silence also means you're comfortable with yourself. You're not rushing to fill the space because silence doesn't make you uncomfortable. It shows confidence. You're at peace with your own company and thoughts. This can be incredibly empowering. And let's not forget the inner peace it brings. Silence is a form of self-care. It's a break from the constant chatter, giving your mind a chance to rest. You become more attuned to your inner voice, your intuition. It's like clearing the clutter from a room, making space for clarity and insight. In essence, deliberate silence is a powerful practice. It helps you listen more deeply, think more clearly, and respond more thoughtfully. It's a way of setting boundaries and commanding respect. So, next time you find yourself about to fill the silence with unnecessary words, pause. Embrace the quiet. Let it work its magic. You'll be surprised at how much more powerful and respected your words become when they're chosen with care and intention. Number 5. Prioritize inner peace. Prioritizing inner peace might sound like a luxury in our fast-paced world, but it's more of a necessity. It's the foundation for a balanced and fulfilling life. Think of inner peace as your personal sanctuary, a place you can retreat to no matter what chaos is happening around you. But how do you cultivate this sanctuary, and why is it so crucial for not letting people use you? First off, inner peace starts with self-awareness. It's about knowing what disrupts your peace and taking steps to protect it. Maybe it's toxic people, stressful environments, or even your own overthinking. Identifying these peace stealers is the first step. Once you know what disturbs your tranquility, you can take action to minimize their impact. Now, imagine you're a tree in a storm. The wind howls, the rain lashes, but your roots are deep and strong. That's what inner peace does for you. It grounds you, making you resilient against external turmoil. When you prioritize your peace, you're less likely to be swayed by others' demands or manipulations. You become centered, and it's harder for people to knock you off balance. One way to nurture inner peace is through mindfulness. Sounds fancy, but it's really just about being present. Take a few moments each day to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and just be. This simple practice can work wonders. It's like hitting the reset button for your mind. When you're mindful, you're more aware of your reactions and less likely to get caught up in unnecessary drama. Speaking of drama, let's talk about detachment. No, not the cold, unfeeling kind. It's more about not letting external events dictate your inner state. You acknowledge what's happening, but you don't let it control your emotions. Think of it as watching clouds pass by. You see them, but you're not chasing after them. This kind of detachment helps maintain your inner calm. Boundaries are another crucial aspect. They're like the walls around your sanctuary, keeping out what doesn't serve you. When you have clear boundaries, you protect your peace. You learn to say no without guilt, to step back when needed, and to prioritize your well-being. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, they're about keeping your space sacred. Inner peace also involves forgiveness, not for others, but for yourself. We often carry guilt, regrets, and what-ifs that clutter our minds. Letting go of these burdens frees up mental space. It's like clearing out a messy room. Suddenly, there's more room to breathe, think, and simply be. Forgive yourself for past mistakes, and embrace the present moment. Creating a peaceful environment is also key. Surround yourself with things that bring you joy and calm. Maybe it's a cozy nook with your favorite books, a plant-filled space, or even just a clutter-free desk. Your surroundings can greatly influence your mental state, so make your environment a reflection of the peace you seek. And let's not forget the importance of self-care. This goes beyond the occasional bubble bath. It's about consistently nurturing your body, mind, and soul. Eat nourishing foods, get enough sleep, move your body, and engage in activities that uplift you. When you take care of yourself, you're telling yourself that you matter. This reinforces your inner peace. Lastly, embrace gratitude. It's a powerful tool for cultivating peace. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your perspective from lack to abundance. It's like switching on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, things don't seem so overwhelming. Gratitude grounds you in the present and fills you with a sense of contentment. In a nutshell, prioritizing inner peace is about creating a strong, resilient foundation. It's about knowing what disturbs your peace and taking steps to protect it. Through mindfulness, detachment, boundaries, forgiveness, a peaceful environment, self-care, and gratitude, you build a sanctuary within yourself. And when your inner world is calm and centered, it's much harder for others to use or manipulate you. You stand firm, rooted in your own peace. Number 6. Limit social obligations. Limiting social obligations might sound like you're shutting yourself off from the world, but it's actually about preserving your sanity. Imagine your time and energy are like precious resources. If you keep spending them on every single social event or obligation, you'll run out pretty quickly. The key is to be selective and intentional about where and with whom you invest your time. First off, let's get real about why we often feel obligated to say yes to social invitations. It's that sneaky little thing called FOMO, or fear of missing out. We worry that if we skip a party or a get-together, we'll be left out, miss something important, or worse, be seen as antisocial. But here's a truth bomb: your true friends will understand your need for space. And as for the rest, their opinions don't matter as much as you think. So, how do you start limiting these obligations without feeling like a jerk? Begin by prioritizing what truly matters to you. Not all social events are created equal. Some nourish your soul, while others drain you. Take a moment to reflect on the types of gatherings that energize you versus those that leave you feeling exhausted. Maybe it's the difference between a small dinner with close friends and a massive party where you barely know anyone. Choose the former more often. Next, embrace the art of saying no. This might feel awkward at first, but it's liberating. You don't owe anyone an explanation. A simple, "I'm not able to make it, but thanks for the invite," is perfectly fine. The more you practice this, the easier it gets. Think of it as a muscle you're strengthening. Over time, people will respect your boundaries more, and you'll feel less pressure to attend everything. Another tip? Schedule downtime like you would any other important event. Block out periods in your calendar just for yourself. Treat this time as sacred. Use it to recharge, relax, and do whatever makes you happy. When you have dedicated downtime, you'll find that you're more present and engaged when you do choose to be social. It's also crucial to manage expectations. Sometimes, we feel obligated because we think others expect us to be there. But often, these expectations are self-imposed. Communicate your boundaries clearly with friends and family. Let them know that while you value their company, you also need time to yourself. Most people will appreciate your honesty and may even be inspired to set their own boundaries. And let's talk about quality over quantity. Deep, meaningful connections are far more fulfilling than a plethora of shallow ones. Focus on nurturing relationships that bring joy, support, and understanding into your life. These are the connections worth your time and energy. Don't spread yourself too thin trying to maintain every single social tie. Remember, limiting social obligations doesn't mean becoming a hermit. It's about being mindful of where you allocate your social energy. It's okay to miss a few events. The world won't end, and you might find you enjoy your social interactions more when they're less frequent but more meaningful. Now, what about those unavoidable obligations, like family gatherings or work events? For these, try setting time limits. You don't have to stay for the entire duration. Make an appearance, engage meaningfully for a bit, and then give yourself permission to leave. This way, you're honoring the obligation without feeling trapped. In the end, it's all about balance. You deserve to enjoy your own company and protect your peace. By limiting social obligations, you're taking a stand for your well-being. You're saying that your time and energy are valuable, and not everything or everyone deserves a piece of it. This isn't selfish, it's self-care. So, next time you're tempted to say yes to every invite, pause, consider your needs, and choose what truly serves you. Number 7. Avoid flattery and manipulation. Avoiding flattery and manipulation is like dodging emotional quicksand. It's about keeping your feet on solid ground and not getting sucked into someone else's agenda. Let's be real, everyone likes to hear nice things about themselves. Compliments are great, but there's a line between genuine praise and flattery meant to manipulate. So, how do you spot the difference and protect yourself? First, tune into your gut feelings. Your instincts are like an internal radar, picking up on subtle vibes that your brain might overlook. If someone's compliments feel a little too sugary or their praise is just a bit over the top, trust that feeling. Genuine compliments make you feel warm and appreciated, while flattery often feels a bit sticky, like there's something more behind it. Next, consider the source. Who's doing the flattering? Do they usually give praise freely, or is this out of character? If someone who never has a nice word to say suddenly starts showering you with compliments, it's worth raising an eyebrow. Flattery from someone with a history of manipulation or ulterior motives should definitely set off alarm bells. Let's also talk about timing. When does flattery occur? If it pops up right before they ask for a favor or need something from you, it's likely strategic. They're buttering you up to get what they want. This kind of manipulation is sneaky, making it harder to say no because, hey, they just made you feel good about yourself. Recognizing this pattern helps you stay grounded and see the situation for what it is. Another tip is to watch for consistency. Genuine praise is usually based on real achievements or qualities, and it's consistent over time. Flattery, on the other hand, can be inconsistent and often exaggerated. If someone's words don't match up with their past behavior or seem overly dramatic, take a step back. They might be trying to sway you for their benefit. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of why people use flattery. It's a form of control. By making you feel good, they hope to influence your actions and decisions. It's like dangling a carrot in front of a horse. When you're aware of this tactic, you can better resist the pull. You're not that horse chasing the carrot, you're smarter than that. Boundaries are your best defense here. When you know your worth, you're less likely to be swayed by others' opinions. You don't need external validation to feel good about yourself. This internal strength makes it easier to spot manipulation and stand firm. When someone tries to flatter their way into your good graces, you can acknowledge the compliment without letting it cloud your judgment. It's also important to stay humble and self-aware. Flattery can inflate your ego, making you more susceptible to manipulation. Keep your feet on the ground. Accept genuine praise graciously, but don't let it go to your head. Maintain a balanced view of yourself and your achievements. This balanced perspective keeps you grounded and less likely to be thrown off course by flattery. Remember, you have the power to say no. It's a small word but a mighty shield. If someone's flattery feels manipulative, you can politely decline their requests. You don't owe anyone anything just because they praised you. Your worth isn't tied to their words. Finally, surround yourself with honest people. True friends and colleagues will give you genuine feedback, both good and bad. They won't use flattery to manipulate you. Instead, they'll support and challenge you in equal measure. These are the voices you should listen to, the ones that keep you real and grounded. In the end, avoiding flattery and manipulation is about staying true to yourself. Trust your instincts, set strong boundaries, and keep a balanced perspective. When you do, you'll find it much harder for others to use you. You'll stand firm, rooted in your own worth and wisdom, and that's a powerful place to be. Number 8, focus on long-term goals. Focusing on long-term goals is like planting a tree. You nurture it, care for it, and patiently wait as it grows. In a world where instant gratification reigns supreme, keeping your eyes on the distant horizon can be challenging but incredibly rewarding. It's about playing the long game and not getting sidetracked by short-term distractions. So, why are long-term goals so vital? For starters, they provide direction and purpose. Think of them as your North Star, guiding you through the ups and downs of life. When you have clear, long-term objectives, you're less likely to be swayed by the whims and desires of others. You're on a mission, and your focus is sharp. But let's be honest. Sticking to long-term goals requires discipline and perseverance. It's easy to get lured away by shiny, immediate rewards. That's where the Stoic mindset comes into play. By focusing on what truly matters in the long run, you train yourself to look beyond the here and now. It's about building a legacy, not just enjoying fleeting moments of success. One way to stay on track is by breaking down your big goals into smaller, manageable steps. This makes the journey less daunting and more achievable. Each small victory brings you closer to your ultimate objective. It's like assembling a puzzle piece by piece. With each addition, the bigger picture becomes clearer. Now, distractions are everywhere. People will try to pull you into their plans, projects, and dramas. This is where your long-term focus acts as a shield. When you know where you're headed, it's easier to say no to things that don't align with your goals. You become more discerning about where you invest your time and energy. But focusing on long-term goals isn't just about saying no, it's also about saying yes to the right things. Opportunities that align with your vision should be embraced. They're the stepping stones on your path. It's about striking a balance between staying true to your goals and being open to new possibilities that can help you achieve them. Staying motivated over the long haul can be tough. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. This is where resilience comes in. Every setback is a lesson, a chance to grow stronger and wiser. By viewing obstacles as opportunities, you maintain your forward momentum. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Another key aspect is surrounding yourself with supportive people. Those who understand and respect your goals will encourage you to stay on course. They'll remind you of your why when things get tough. Conversely, steer clear of naysayers and energy drainers. They can derail your focus and sap your motivation. Visualization is a powerful tool. Regularly picturing your long-term success can keep you inspired and driven. Imagine what achieving your goals will feel like, look like, and mean for you. This mental rehearsal helps solidify your commitment and keeps the fire burning. Keep track of your progress. It's easy to lose sight of how far you've come when you're focused on how far you still have to go. Celebrate your milestones, no matter how small. They're proof that you're moving in the right direction. In essence, focusing on long-term goals is about patience, persistence, and perspective. It's about keeping your eyes on the prize and not getting sidetracked by immediate temptations or other people's agendas. When you stay true to your vision, you build a life that's meaningful and fulfilling. So, plant that tree, water it diligently, and watch as it grows into something magnificent, standing tall and strong for years to come. Number 9. Build a supportive network. Building a supportive network is like creating a fortress of positive energy around you. It's about surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, encourage your growth, and help you stand strong against life's challenges. So, how do you go about constructing this network of allies and confidants? Let's dive in. First off, let's be real about the importance of quality over quantity. It's not about how many people you know, but who you know. You want folks who genuinely care about your well-being, not just acquaintances or fair-weather friends. These are the people who will have your back when the going gets tough and celebrate your wins with genuine joy. Start by identifying the positive influences in your life. Who are the people that inspire you, motivate you, and make you feel good about yourself? These are the gems you want to keep close. Reach out to them, nurture those relationships, and let them know how much you value their presence in your life. It's a two-way street, so be there for them as much as they are for you. Now, let's talk about boundaries. A supportive network isn't just about having people around, it's about having the right people around. You need to set boundaries to protect your energy and time. This means recognizing when a relationship is draining or toxic and having the courage to step back. It's not about cutting people off abruptly, but about prioritizing your mental and emotional health. Communication is key. Open, honest, and respectful communication forms the backbone of any supportive network. Be clear about your needs and listen actively to others. It's about creating a safe space where everyone feels heard and valued. This mutual respect and understanding strengthen the bonds and make the network resilient. Another important aspect is finding common ground. Shared interests and goals can be a powerful glue that holds your network together. Whether it's a hobby, a professional interest, or a personal goal, having something in common fosters a deeper connection. It's easier to support each other when you're on similar paths or share similar values. Be proactive in building your network. Don't wait for people to come to you. Attend events, join clubs or groups that align with your interests, and don't be afraid to strike up conversations. Networking can feel daunting, but think of it as planting seeds. Some might not grow, but others will blossom into beautiful, supportive relationships. Vulnerability plays a crucial role too. Don't be afraid to share your struggles and challenges with your network. It's through vulnerability that deep connections are formed. When you open up, you invite others to do the same, creating a circle of trust and support. It's about being human and recognizing that we all need help sometimes. Diversity is another strength. A supportive network isn't a group of clones, it's a mix of different perspectives, experiences, and backgrounds. This diversity enriches your life and provides a broader support base. Different people bring different strengths, and this collective wisdom can help you navigate various aspects of your life. Consistency is vital. Regularly check in with your network, even if it's just a quick message or call. Show appreciation for their support and be there for them. Relationships need nurturing, and a little effort goes a long way in maintaining strong connections. Finally, remember to give back. Supportive networks thrive on reciprocity. Offer your help, lend an ear, and be a source of encouragement for others. When you give genuinely, you strengthen the bond and create a positive feedback loop of support and goodwill. In the end, building a supportive network is about creating a circle of positivity and strength around you. It's about fostering relationships that empower you, uplift you, and help you grow. With the right people by your side, you'll find it much easier to navigate life's challenges and protect yourself from those who might try to use you. So, Invest in your network, cherish your connections, and watch as your fortress of support grows stronger every day. Number 10. Seek wisdom and knowledge. Seeking wisdom and knowledge is like setting out on an epic adventure. It's about constantly exploring, learning, and growing, not just for the sake of knowing more but to fortify yourself against being taken advantage of. When you arm yourself with wisdom, you become harder to manipulate, more discerning, and much better equipped to navigate the complexities of life. First off, let's get one thing straight: wisdom and knowledge are two sides of the same coin. Knowledge is about gathering information, facts, and skills. It's the raw material. Wisdom, on the other hand, is the ability to apply that knowledge in a meaningful way. It's knowing when and how to use what you've learned. Think of knowledge as the seeds and wisdom as the flourishing garden. Now, where do you start on this journey? Books are a fantastic launchpad. They're like time machines, offering insights from the greatest minds across history. Pick up a variety of genres: philosophy, science, literature, self-help. Don't limit yourself to one field. The broader your reading, the more dots you'll be able to connect. Each book is a conversation with the author, a chance to glean a piece of their wisdom. But don't stop there. Engage with different media. Listen to podcasts, watch documentaries, and attend lectures. The goal is to soak in knowledge from every possible source. Each new piece of information adds a layer to your understanding, making you more well-rounded and harder to fool. Critical thinking is your best friend on this quest. It's not enough to just absorb information, you need to analyze and question it. Be curious. Ask why and how. Challenge assumptions and explore different viewpoints. This sharpens your mind and helps you see through the noise. It's like having a built-in radar for spotting BS. Discussions with others can also be enlightening. Surround yourself with people who challenge you intellectually. Engage in debates and thoughtful conversations. Listen as much as you speak. This exchange of ideas not only broadens your perspective but also hones your ability to communicate and defend your views. It's like mental sparring, keeping you sharp and agile. Travel, if you can. Experiencing different cultures and ways of life is a profound way to gain wisdom. It opens your eyes to the vastness of human experience and teaches you to appreciate diversity. Every place you visit, every person you meet, adds to your repository of knowledge and wisdom. Don't forget self-reflection. Spend time contemplating what you've learned and how it applies to your life. Journaling can be a powerful tool here. Write down your thoughts, your questions, your realizations. This process of introspection helps crystallize your knowledge into wisdom. It's like distilling a complex brew into a fine spirit. Embrace lifelong learning. Wisdom isn't a destination, it's a journey. Stay curious and open-minded. Take courses, learn new skills, and never stop exploring. The more you know, the more you realize how much there is to learn. It's a humbling and empowering realization. Now, why is all this so important for not letting people use you? Knowledge and wisdom are like armor. When you're well-informed and wise, you're less likely to be swayed by sweet talk or deceit. You see through manipulation and recognize when someone's trying to pull a fast one. You become more confident in your decisions and less dependent on others for validation. Moreover, wisdom helps you understand yourself better. You become aware of your strengths, weaknesses, and values. This self-awareness makes you less susceptible to being used because you know what you stand for and what you won't tolerate. You're like a well-rooted tree, firm and unyielding in the face of storms. In essence, seeking wisdom and knowledge empowers you. It equips you with the tools to navigate life's challenges and protect yourself from those who might try to take advantage. So, embark on this adventure with enthusiasm. Read widely, think critically, engage deeply, and reflect often. Each step you take on this path makes you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Number 11. Prioritize your time. Prioritizing your time is like mastering the art of juggling. You've got a million things vying for your attention, and without a game plan, it's easy to drop the ball. Your time is your most precious resource, and once it's gone, there's no getting it back. So, how do you make sure you're spending it wisely and not letting others hijack it? First things first, get clear on what matters most to you. This might seem obvious, but it's worth sitting down and really thinking about it. What are your goals, your passions, the things that make you tick? These are your top priorities. Write them down. When you know what's important, it's easier to focus your time and energy on these things and say no to distractions. Now, let's talk about saying no. It's a small word, but it packs a punch. People will constantly try to pull you into their plans, projects, and problems. If you're not careful, you'll find your schedule filled with commitments that don't serve your interests or goals. Practice the art of the polite decline. "I appreciate the offer, but I can't commit to that right now" works wonders. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Make sure your yes are worth it. A great way to keep track of your priorities is by using a planner or calendar. Plan your week in advance, blocking out time for your most important tasks and activities. This helps you stay on track and ensures you're dedicating time to what truly matters. It's like drawing a roadmap for your week, guiding you through the chaos. Distractions are everywhere. Social media, endless notifications, and random interruptions can eat up your time before you know it. Create a distraction-free environment when working on important tasks. Turn off notifications, set boundaries with those around you, and focus on one thing at a time. It's amazing how much more you can accomplish when you're not constantly pulled in different directions. Let's not forget about the importance of downtime. Rest and relaxation are crucial for maintaining your energy and focus. Schedule regular breaks and time for yourself. Whether it's reading a book, going for a walk, or simply doing nothing, make sure you're taking time to recharge. It's not just about being productive, it's about maintaining your well-being. Another tip is to delegate when possible. You don't have to do everything yourself. If there are tasks that others can handle, let them. This frees up your time for more important things. Delegation isn't about shirking responsibility, it's about being strategic with your time. Be mindful of time thieves. These are activities or people that consistently drain your time without giving much in return. It could be a colleague who loves to chat, meetings that could be emails, or tasks that don't align with your goals. Identify these time thieves and find ways to minimize their impact. Set boundaries, streamline processes, and stay focused on your priorities. Prioritizing your time also means being flexible. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go as planned. Be ready to adjust and adapt. If something unexpected comes up, reassess your schedule and make the necessary changes. Flexibility ensures you're not thrown off course by every little hiccup. Lastly, remember that your time is yours. You have the power to decide how you spend it. Don't let others guilt you into giving it away. Be assertive about your boundaries and protect your schedule fiercely. When you value your time, others will too. In a nutshell, prioritizing your time is about knowing what's important, staying focused, and being strategic with your commitments. It's about saying no to distractions and yes to what truly matters. By mastering this, you ensure that your time is spent in ways that enrich your life and help you achieve your goals. So, take control of your schedule, guard your time, and watch as you become more productive and fulfilled. Thank you for joining me today as we explored these powerful Stoic lessons on how to stand firm and not let others take advantage of us. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with anyone who could benefit from a little Stoic wisdom in their lives. Remember, staying grounded in your principles and maintaining your inner strength is the key to living a life of purpose and integrity. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you never miss out on more Stoic wisdom and practical advice to elevate your life. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences with these Stoic principles, so drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. And if there are any topics or questions you'd like me to cover in future videos, let me know as well. Until next time, stay strong, stay stoic, and keep forging your path with wisdom and resilience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.